Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back to the Wolfcast. Today is Monday, October 2nd, and it's a B-Day.
This morning, we're going to take a look into the origins of homecoming and St. Jude's Cheer Walk.
Plus, we've got a story on the Festival of the Bands, as well as a recap of theater's one-act play that goes wrong.
Also, find out today's headlines in this morning's brief.
And find out how to keep your college tuition down with our Scholarship of the Week.
Plus, a new sports report and find out which athlete is this week's Alpha Wolf.
Turn it up because the Wolfcast starts now. Good morning, Cedar Park, and welcome back. I'm Kira Cox. I'm here this morning with Reed Cummins and Lulu Lynch.
Homecoming has been an American-style tradition for many generations.
But who really knows how homecoming started or where it even came from?
We don't know, but reporter Tanvi Sankoli has all the details for us. Tanvi?
Thanks, Kira. The history of homecoming relates towards the various impacts of world history, including Greek mythology.
The term homecoming had technically originated from Homer Odysseus' journey back home after fighting for a campaign for nearly 20 years. In Greek mythology, Odysseus' adventure is one of the most famous stories, inspiring many people across the world. Mike Sampson, a professor from the University of Manitoba, describes more on this topic.
The original homecoming is Homer's Odyssey, and the hero Odysseus spends 20 years trying to get back home. He fights at Troy as part of the Greek campaign against Troy for 10 years. And then he has about 10 years of journeys trying to get back. And it's a big deal. He has a wife home and a son that he left there was an infant, who by the time he reaches home is, a mature 20-something young man. And it's kind of a big deal for him to get back. And the culmination of the Odyssey is his reunion with his wife and his now mature.
The overall message of the Odyssey was the term of homecoming, and everyone awaited Odysseus' return. Taking this more into context, back in 1911, the first ever homecoming took place in the University of Missouri. After playing a large and vast amount of games in other stadiums, the university started having less and less supporters cheering for them in the stands. The football team, having less motivation after seeing the stands, lost most of their games. However, the coaches decided to change that by having their first home game. To celebrate their first home game in a while, they threw a large event with parades and music, which was called Homecoming. Student Council Advisor Adam Babbage depicts more.
So, if you ask about the traditions of homecoming, I think it goes to the idea where, the football teams were doing the away games, and then it was the first home game back. I think that's where the idea of homecoming came from.
After many schools began to include these organized events following home football games, homecoming began to become a growing tradition in many schools. As time progressed, homecoming later became a school dance at which people could enjoy themselves following the game.
Homecoming serves a purpose of providing school spirit and entertainment, no matter the conflicts. With CPHS News, reporting for the Wolfcast, I'm Tanvi Sankoli.
So Tanvi, where does the term homecoming come from?
So technically, it just means the coming of home. So since all of the colleges, they had away games and stuff, this was their first home game. So the term of homecoming means just basically the coming of home.
So why did homecoming start in CPHS?
So all of the colleges had all of these homecomings, and it became a big annual tradition. And then high schools felt the need to start having it because it provides a better experience for colleges, and then therefore CPHS became one of the high schools to do that.
Cool. Yeah. Theater department had audiences cackling with their most recent show, The Play That Goes Wrong. On Friday and Saturday, the theater department showed off their talent with their most recent comedy, The Play That Goes Wrong. The show is a version of the Murder at Havershaw Mansion, but with a comedic twist, containing actors being unintentionally injured, characters breaking the fourth wall, and even set pieces collapsing. Krish Muthukumar, actor of Charles Havershaw, shares what it was like to act alongside his fellow cast members in this production.
We have a fantastic cast, and everyone is so funny, and everyone loves coming to rehearsal. It's just such a great experience to be able to act.
If you'd like to see any of the department's upcoming productions, you can go to their website or Instagram.
This past weekend, the CPHS cheer team cheered on the participants of the St. Jude's Walk for Childhood Cancer Awareness. The St. Jude's Walk is a fundraiser to raise awareness of cancer in children and raise money to help medical professionals find a cure to this illness. This past Saturday, the community rallied together to run this 5K and ended up raising over $177,000. Along the walk, they had benches and notes honoring those who were lost to pediatric cancer. This fundraiser not only had a great trail along the Palmer Pond, but had other activities including making works of art, listening to music, food from the K Cafe, and play area for kids. Cheer coach Nadira King explains how the St. Jude's Walk helped strengthen the CPHS cheer team.
It's just nice for us to all come together and just bond. It's just an experience that most of them won't really have on their own, and so if we can do things like this together, they just really bond.
If you'd like to donate to the cause, visit www.fundraising.stjudes.org.
Good morning, I'm Eric Zelitis here to help you pay for college with the new Scholarship of the Week. This week's scholarship is the Texas Music Educator Scholarship. This scholarship is for high school seniors. Requirements include the desire to become a choir teacher and an essay on why. The scholarship is worth up to $2,500 and the deadline to submit an entry is November 1st. To apply or learn more about the Music Educator Scholarship, check out a link for the application on our Instagram at CPHS News. Join us next week for another scholarship that might be the one for you. With CPHS News, I'm Eric Zelitis.
Thanks, Eric. Coming up, find out the latest in CPHS sports with Reese Elizondo and Drew Johnson. But first, a word from a sponsor. Good morning, Cedar Park. Welcome back to Wolfcast Sports Report. I'm Reese Elizondo.
And I'm Drew Johnson. First off, our volleyball team took on the Hayes Hawks Friday night. The Lady T-Wolves won the first 2 sets before coming back to win the 4th. Their next game is tomorrow at Lehman. Good luck.
Now over to football, who played against A&M Consolidated on Friday night. The team fought hard, and after missing a last-minute touchdown, fell 24-16, making their season record 3-2.
Their next game is Friday night. It's Green Out and Homecoming, so we'll see y'all there.
Finally, the Alpha Wolf of the Week, where we highlight one player every Monday. This week, we have senior tight end Josh Petchy. See what Coach Hawk has to say about Petchy and his impact on the team.
This is Josh's first year playing tight end. He was a former quarterback receiver, so just giving us another athleticism at the position that we needed compared to last year. He's just really growing. He's very smart on the football field. He's always want to learn. His biggest thing was blocking. Me being a former line coach, I had to doctor him up and blocking, and I think he's really progressed from spring.
That's all we have for you today with CPHS News. I'm Reese Elizondo.
And I'm Drew Johnson.
Thanks, Reese and Drew. And that's all we have for you guys today. Thank you for taking the time to join us during your day. You can catch anything missed and more on our Twitter, YouTube, or TikTok at CPHS News.
Catch tomorrow's show for a story on the Lake Travis drought and learn more about POWs. Plus, get an all-new Hispanic Heritage Month highlight.
And don't forget to follow our dedicated sports Twitter at CPHS_sports for updates during the games. With CPHS News, I'm Lulu Lynch.
I'm Reed Cummins.
And I'm Kira Cox. To make it a great day or not, the choice is yours. Have a marvelous Monday, Cedar Park.